Hi everyone, bit of a different video today. I'm going to try doing a wee voiceover for you instead. Hopefully I find it a bit easier to try and explain everything that I've been doing. So first I'm just going to moisturise and prime my face with this vitamin enriched face base by Bobbi Brown. All the products that I've used today will be in the description for you guys anyway. Next I'm just going to be giving my skin a bit of a glow with the Tom Ford Illuminating Primer and just popping that all over the face. Next I'm just going to be carving out my brows, so just brushing them up, and then I'll be using the P. Louise base in number 2 to carve them out. If you guys need a more in-depth tutorial on brows, then that was a video that I did last week, so I'll make sure I link that for you guys as well. Bless me. So now I'm just going to be popping that product all over my eye so I can prime it for popping the eyeshadow on, and then I'll just be patting that in to set it. Next, I'm just going to be taking this palette from Morphe. This one's the Glam palette. Taking this warm brown eyeshadow and just starting to build up the colour in the crease. Now I'll just be using the soft glam palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills, using the burnt orange colour and just popping that above where we put our first colour to buff and blend out any harsh lines that we made. Once you've done that, just taking a clean brush and just buffing out any harsh lines that we made again. Next I'm just taking this dark brown from the same Morphe palette and a small brush and just concentrating that colour right in the corner of the crease. And then just taking the first brush and the first colour that we used and using that to blend everything together. Next I'm going to be cutting my crease, so using the same P. Louise base that we did to start with and a flat brush, I'm just going to start cutting it out. Because I have got smaller eyelids, I like to cut mine slightly higher so it makes my eyes look more open. And then just using a dense brush, I'm going to blend that out. Next, I'm just going to take this bronze glitter from the same Anastasia Beverly Hills palette and just really pack that on in the centre of the eye. And then just using the fairy colour and just applying that on the inner corners of the eye. So just making sure that everything's blended. I'm then going to take the dark black colour from the same palette and just focus that right on the corner of the eye to give it some depth. And then it wasn't quite sparkly enough for me, so I'm going to use this cream and powder duo eyeshadow from Tom Ford, and using the glitter I'm just going to apply that all over the lid and take it quite high up to the brow bone. Next, I'm just going to apply a thin line of liner right close to the lash line, and the liner that I'm using is Deeper by Tom Ford. Time for lashes. These lashes that I'm using are TL6 from Tati. I love these lashes because, like I said, my eyes are slightly smaller and this style of lash fans out at the corners, so it gives the illusion that my eyes are more open and bigger. Next, just taking this liner from Huda Beauty and using the pencil end and popping that in my waterline. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and take the black shadow that we used earlier and a dense brush and start to smoke out under the lash line. And then I'm just taking that burnt orange colour and a fluffy brush and then just using that to buff out the dark shadow and make it look more smoky. Moving on to base, I'm just using this concealer from Tarte. This is Shape Tape. I'm just popping that under my eyes and anywhere that I want to highlight and any blemishes that I want to cover. Next, just taking MAC Studio Fix and just popping that anywhere that I've not put concealer. And just taking a damp beauty blender and blending that all together. When it comes to under the eyes, I just like to use a smaller brush, that way you've got a bit more control and it's easier to blend the concealer up to where you've done your shadow. Next, I'm just taking this foundation stick from Tom Ford. I like to buff this over the MAC foundation because I just feel like it's a bit creamier and it just helps make your skin look a bit more like skin. It's got a nice finish, so I just like to buff that over the top. Just going to do some cream contour now. So this is the Shade and Illuminate palette from Tom Ford, and I'm just popping that in all the areas that I want to contour and then just blending it out. Next, I'm just taking this cream bronzer from Chanel and buffing over the contour that we just did. This step is completely optional, but I just like doing it so that everything blends seamlessly. Last bit of bronzer, I promise. This is the powder bronzer from Tom Ford. It's called Gold Dust, and I'm just applying that over the cream that we did just to make sure that it's set. Next, I'm just taking this Pro Filter Loose Setting Powder from Fenty Beauty, and I'm just applying that in all the areas that we haven't already set with bronzer. And now I'm just going to bake under where we've done our bronzer so that our contour is nice and sharp. I'm just going to leave that on there for a couple of minutes while I do my brows, and then we can dust it off after. So moving on to brows, I'm just going to be using this Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow Pencil and giving myself a fluffy brow. And then I'm just going over all that with a clear brow gel just to make sure the hairs are stuck in place. So you'll be able to dust off that powder now, and then we can move on to blush and highlight. I'm going to be using this palette from Huda Beauty, and I'm just going to be taking the pink blush powder and just applying that on the highest points of my cheekbones. So I wanted my blush a bit more dark, so I'm just going to take this blush from MAC, this one's called Raisin, and just apply that right on the apples of my cheeks. Next, I'm going to be mixing these two colours and just popping that in all the areas that I want to highlight. So my cheekbones, the bridge of my nose, my forehead, chin, cupid's bow, under my brow, and also in the inner corners of my eye as well. Now for a bit of mascara, I'm just going to be using this NYX On The Rise mascara and just blending my lashes into my falsies. For lip liner, I'm just going to be taking this one from MAC, it's called Boldly Bare, and I'm just going to be lining my lips. And last but not least, I'm just going to be taking this liquid matte lipstick from Maybelline and finishing off the look. And that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll make sure that I link all the products that I've used in the description, and I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.